Oh, oh. Once again, the music is the highlight of this show. All right. Oh, so she does have a British accent. I could have sworn she didn't in the last episode.
Here we go.
This must be an illusion of hers.
So cold. How many people are guarding the timekeepers?
Oh. That was cool.
People are guarding the timekeepers.
Oh, there's...
Oh. She might be a better liar and manipulator than our Loki. This is actually pretty cool.
I remember.
I like how sinister she is. I'm digging it. Still can't get over this theme song. It's really good. Okay, so she definitely was just trying to empty out the TVA. Smart. Oh, that's right. Your magic doesn't work here. Why would she tie up her hair like that, though? That doesn't seem very tactical at all. Man, she's making our Loki look like a chump. She's taking these guys out, no problem. That was sick. What are you... What? Oh, is this that moment from the trailer where he gets his knives? Because that would be really cool. Oh, I think it is. Sick. Oh. She's pretty badass. Loki, I think you're gonna get, like, rocked right now.
I thought perhaps we could work together.
She does not seem like she wants to work together.
We're not killing. Go for it.
Yeah, she doesn't really care. Where'd they go now? Another apocalypse? That's very convenient, but alright.
No, a Loki.
Why don't you like being called Loki? Yep, this is definitely another apocalypse. Lamentis, the name of the episode, alright. I guess we're gonna be here for a while. I won't lie, I feel like some of the special effects in this scene are kinda but it's still cool.
What's he doing?
What are you doing?
You're trying to enchant me?
No, because my mind is too strong.
Fine.
Okay. How many times are we gonna do this, people?
I'll be really I'll kill you.
So dramatic.
With you doesn't mean I want to hear your voice.
All right, well, slow
I
down.
mean, that's half the reason we tune into this show.
I'm Sylvie now.
Change your name.
Okay, so
It's called an alias.
it is Sylvie
What
and
exactly
Loki.
makes a Loki a Loki?
Interesting.
Independence.
Yeah, I also wouldn't stand in one place for too long here when there's like meteors falling from the sky.
I'm just checking the coupling, making sure it can connect.
Sure.
Right.
Yeah.
I have to try harder than that.
They're both simultaneously like the best liars I've ever seen and the worst sometimes. This doesn't exactly look like a massive power source either, Sylvie. Can we please just... Oh, jeez.
I enjoyed it.
Oh,
It seems like you did.
But I can assure you.
Come on, hit him with the thing again. Do it. Yes. A little predictable, but I still enjoyed it. Sylvie, can you explain just a little bit more of why you want to destroy the TVA? I'm still very curious, and you're not giving me much.
My way.
Jeez. Oh, classism. It's so classy.
The tickets?
Orders come from the top to get her on this train.
Headquarters radioed in their request for them this morning.
Okay. Combination of their plans so they can both get out. I like it. Why is Loki so averse to, like, enchantment magic? Can he just not do it, or does he genuinely think it's just, like, childish?
Look, I can't go backwards on a train.
Why can he not go backwards on a train?
Someone taught you fairly decent magic.
My mother.
Was it not your mother who taught you?
What was she like?
She was pretty cool.
A queen of Asgard.
Didn't have, like, super strong feelings for her, but I mean, she was cool.
Did they not tell you?
No. So
She's just
tell
fucking with
me
you,
about your
Loki.
mother.
Come on.
I barely remember her. Just blips of a dream at this point.
Maybe she's not. I don't know.
cast fireworks over the water.
Oh, that's so sweet.
And it will seem.
That is pretty cool. Why would they have fireworks on Asgard? This is reminding me quite a bit of the opening scene, though, and I'm worried that her enchantment earlier actually did work and he's being enchanted right now,
Sounds
but
like she does.
who knows? We'll see.
You taught yourself that magic.
Yeah, I did.
That's pretty cool.
No, I'm good, thanks.
Oh, I'll take hers.
That's definitely a
She
move.
seems to maintain quite a serious long-distance relationship with a postman whilst running across time from one apocalypse to another.
And with
Cool.
charm like that.
I just can't believe a word that
prince.
she's saying, like, at all.
Must have been love is mischief.
You could definitely make an argument for that one.
No.
No? Okay. Never mind.
Love is...
That's a pretty cool visual right there. I don't know why, that just gave me like huge Lord of the Rings vibes. Well, he does seem like a fun person to have a party with. Hey, it took me like longer than it should have, but I recognize the original Thor reference there.
Love is a dagger.
He really loves his daggers, man.
Terrible metaphor.
Damn, I thought I had something there.
I thought you had something there for a minute too. Alright, let's go. Cool.
Awful throw.
I mean, he is a little drunk. Nice. Really? Well, you kind of fucked that one up, Loki. How are they gonna get out of this?
You're not.
Calm down. It is kind of curious that Loki actually believes, you know, like, you can't beat them. Like, they're the most powerful thing out there. I don't think I would sit that close to her, to be honest. I'd be too afraid that she'd kill me.
Including us.
Yes, including us.
I mean, you're gods. You might be able to live through it.
So what? We hijack the Ark and make sure it gets off this moon.
Sounds like a good idea to
It's
me.
as good a plan as any, I suppose. Now, see that shot right there? Choice.
I feel like I've told you so much about...
I still get the feeling he might be enchanted, you know, during this whole thing.
Before she joined the TVA.
Yeah. She was
Yeah,
just
what?
a regular
Excuse
person
me?
on Earth. They're all variants, just like us.
I know that's a reveal, but it's not like majorly surprising, but it's good to know. Definitely makes sense.
Because this is gonna suck.
Ah, it'll be fun. What are you talking about? Oh shit. Not gonna lie, that is so ominous. It like brings me back to like playing Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask or something. Just walk it off, you guys are fine. I like the way that was pieced together, that looked really cool. Oh, use more of your magic, it looks cool, I want to see more of it. Okay, so we're just gonna get a long one take, although it's definitely multiple shots stitched together, but it's stitched really well. What? Since when can you do that? Doesn't look like you're gonna make it. Well, that's not gonna work, but it's okay. I'm pretty sure this is all an illusion in his head. Good choice to use this song during this moment. Oh, what? Maybe it's not all an illusion. Maybe they really are just super fucked right now. Well, after a second viewing, I definitely like it more than I did on the first watch through, but I still think it's the weakest episode of the season thus far. There were just a couple scenes that just didn't really fit, I don't think. Or not even necessarily don't fit, but they just didn't really go as far as I would like, or hold as much importance as I would like. The whole opening sequence I actually liked quite a bit, showing how brutal and determined our new Loki was very entertaining. I found all the action during those moments to actually be quite engaging. I really enjoyed all that. But it does raise a lot of questions as to why is Sylvie so aggressive and brutal compared to our Loki. Like, Loki can definitely be quite brutal. We all saw him like gouge a dude's eyeball out in Avengers. But he likes to use his words and his cunning just as much, whereas Sylvie, throughout the episode, shows that that is not her forte. She doesn't really seem to care about manipulating and talking her way through any situation. She would much rather simply enchant someone if she does want to avoid a fight, or she just kills everyone, which on one hand I don't like because it's so not Loki, but on the other hand I think it provides a good opportunity for them to show us a unique backstory for Sylvie to explain why she's like this and why she's not like the other Lokis. Once they got to Lamentis, I was still enjoying it, but the VFX took a nosedive in my opinion. There were quite a few shots on Lamentis that just didn't look up to par with not only this show, but the MCU as a whole. I would say WandaVision and Falcon and the Winter Soldier almost never dropped the ball in terms of how good the effects looked. So this is like the first Marvel Disney Plus show where I actually noticed like, oh, that looks that looks kind of Netflix instead of Disney Plus, you know? And that's not a big dig on Netflix. Netflix shows look very good, but Disney Plus shows that I've seen so far are just on a whole other level, and this didn't quite reach that level. That being said, there were some VFX shots in this episode that I think looked fantastic, but there was definitely more than I would like that did not. And I still don't really like that when they get to Lamentis, they continuously do this dance, or it really doesn't last that long, but it feels like it does, where the two of them kind of stop fighting each other in order to survive and then go right back to fighting each other, and it gets a little old. Like I said, it doesn't really last that long, but considering they kind of were just doing that at the TVA to then do it another 2 times, I think, when they get to Lamentis, it started to get a little played out for me. I was like, okay, can you guys just chill out for 2 seconds? I also do find it very convenient and not the greatest writing that as soon as they get there, all of a sudden the TemPad has a battery life. Had they set that up in a previous episode, like, hey, you know, these things need to be charged frequently, or showing like another TVA agent run out of battery, and that's why, you know, he gets killed by Sylvie or something, that I would have been totally fine with, but there was no setup for that, so for that to just kind of come out of nowhere, I thought my immediate thought was, how convenient. Wasn't the greatest writing, I don't think. And then they followed that scene up with some pretty good dialogue back and forth where not a lot is being said, but it's fun to watch the two Lokis kind of feel each other out. But then they follow that up with these detours that I just don't think were necessary. Like maybe include the scene with the neon sign and, you know, she's trying to trick him into giving it over. But I don't think it was necessary to show the wife who, you know, shoots the both of them. Like, it was funny, it was entertaining, it showed how different the two Lokis were. But at that point, I feel like I already knew everything that they were kind of trying to say there, and all she did was give them directions to the train to proceed the episode. So I don't know, I think that was kind of unnecessary. I would have preferred if they just went straight to the train. Like, Sylvie knows enough about this planet and the apocalypse to know that there's a train out there for her to take. Everything on the train, I liked quite a bit. I'd say that was maybe not the highlight of the episode for me, but it was definitely a really solid section. That was where the two Lokis did really start to open up with one another, and I still can't be sure how much of what Sylvie said is true or not. I feel like easily it could just be all bullshit, and in a later episode it's revealed, you know, oh well, she just lied about everything. And I hope that's not the case, because if it is, then that whole section on the train does feel really pointless. As of right now, taking it for the truth, I really enjoyed it. And I didn't even notice it the first time I watched it, but the second time, they reveal in that scene that the both of them are bisexual, which that's really cool. I think it would be better if they, you know, showed that with Loki having multiple boyfriends and girlfriends, but I understand they haven't had that kind of setup before, and it would take a little bit too much time to do that here. So to just tell us and confirm, yes, the both of them are bisexual, I do really like that. Then when they're walking towards the city after they get kicked off the train, there's the, in my opinion, the first, I guess, big reveal of the show. And even then, I don't think it's like a huge reveal, but it is a major, like, here's an answer for you. There you go. That everyone working in the TVA is a variant, which makes perfect sense. I think if someone didn't see that coming, they definitely, in that moment, would be like, oh, it makes sense. They also set up in that scene Sylvie teaching Loki, you know, how to do enchantment, so you know he's going to use that power at some point later on in this season. They actually get to the city, to the transport, and I both liked and did not like the scene. It was really cool to see it all done as a one take, even though it wasn't a real one take. It was definitely multiple shots stitched together, but it looked like a one take, and I am okay with that. Each of them kind of got to show off some pretty unique skills and cool moments, but there's this one moment with Loki that really confused me and still does, where it seems like he reverses time on this tower that's about to fall on them. That moment I don't think was made clear enough, whether that was time travel, if that was, I don't even know what else it could be, just straight up telekinesis, I don't fucking know. Like, him being able to do that, I feel sets him up as one of the most powerful characters in the MCU. but he's never done anything like that up to this point, and I still don't understand how he did it. So as much as it looked really cool and it was, a wow moment, it just confused me too much for me to really enjoy it. I did really enjoy the ending though, because not only was it revealed that the whole thing wasn't an illusion, or at least as of yet it hasn't been. I mean, they did not get on the transport. They weren't able to charge anything up. They're stuck. They're really, really screwed at this point. And I love when characters in any kind of media hit such a low point where even the audience is like, well, shit, how do they get out of this? I'm sure the answer is either another time-traveling Loki or Mobius will come and find them, but even still, it kind of poses the question, how are they going to be found? Like, they're in an apocalypse where variant energy isn't detected anywhere, so how is anyone going to know that they're there? How are they going to get saved? And also, this might change, but as of yet, Sylvie just doesn't feel like a very interesting character. She just seems angry and not like Loki, doesn't really look like Loki. I don't know, overall, I find her character thus far to be a pretty big disappointment. But as I said, there is room to grow with that. As we discover her backstory, she might become much more nuanced and interesting, so we'll see. Cinematography in this episode was very good. I don't think it was as good as the first two episodes. Like, some of the VFX shots in the episode were fantastic, and some of them just did not look very good. The actual camera work, as usual, is pretty damn solid. But aesthetically, I think this episode took a bit of a hit, even though it is such a different location than what we've seen so far. Music in this episode had a couple really great highlight moments, but overall, I also think it took a little bit of a hit. I didn't end the episode thinking like, damn, I want to go download the soundtrack right now because it was so good. It was really only the opening song that played over the Marvel intro and then, part of the opening sequence that I thought was a great music choice. That and the theme song. I mean, the Loki theme song is choice. Acting-wise, I also think the episode took a hit. Even Tom Hiddleston didn't really impress me in this episode like he has in the previous ones. And Owen Wilson not being around as Mobius, you really feel the lack of his presence in this episode. Sylvie, in my opinion, is not a very good replacement so far. She's just not as interesting, not as fun to watch. But if I have to give an award out, which I always do, I'm still going to give it to Tom Hiddleston, because the moments where he's talking about his mom on the train, I thought were pretty effective. They definitely hit me a little bit more emotionally than anything else in the episode. But even that, it just didn't impress me like it did in the first two episodes, so another dock there. Editing and pacing, I think it was a faster paced episode, like more is happening now, but at the same time the episode is very short and there are quite a few scenes in this episode that feel a little pointless to me. Faster paced, but really only barely, because there are so many diversions and moments where I feel like there could be strong character moments and there just aren't. So overall, I'm gonna give this episode a 7 out of 10. I was going to give it a 6 because I think pretty much every category of the show took a little bit of a hit in this episode. But especially on the second watch through, I did still thoroughly enjoy myself watching it. And I think enjoyment in film and media can sometimes be just as important as getting everything technically right. So yeah, I'm sticking with it, 7 out of 10. As I spoke about earlier, I'm very curious to see what's going to happen in the next episode because the Lokis are fucked. Like, they are severely in a very bad situation, and while the answer seems pretty obvious, they're going to need to get saved by someone in the TVA, probably Mobius. There's still the question of how is he going to find them, how is this all going to work out? So I will see you all on the next episode, and that's about it.